Hi everyone and happy Saturday. So I decided to flip-flop my planned videos this weekend, which should come as no surprise to anyone because we all know I can't keep a plan to save my life. No, I sat there and I thought about it and I'm like, I'm really going to complete any pages today, and if I do, I'll just tack them on to December. It makes more sense to go ahead and do the completed pages video for November today, and then tomorrow I can post the color and chat, which I'll show you the book we're going to use for color and chat at the end of the video. So, if I sound a little off this morning, I apologize. I had a crown pop off last weekend. They glued it back on, but I don't know what happened, but I have been in pretty severe pain since, and unless I want to drive an hour and pay an exorbitant amount of money to get somebody to take a look at it, I'm basically having to kind of suffer through till Monday. So, huzzah! Anyway, so if I do sound a little off, that's why. But anyway, and we're not going to talk about the fact that I couldn't get my Ambien and my Baclofen refilled for this weekend because it was too early to refill it, but yet the pharmacy was closed on Thursday and Friday. So, and they're closed on the weekends. So, anyway, fun times, y'all. We'll talk about all that in the color and chat. Let us get to the completed pages for the month. I did quite a few this month. A lot of them came out of this book and they were colored while I was kind of sitting there watching TV. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Oreo's sitting here next to me. I don't think he'll come up on the desk. He might. So I figured I would talk about, we are going to move that to the side, because that's going to do that a lot, and at least that kind of minimalizes the glare. Anyway, this was Nostalgic November. I did do 2 pictures for that. For those of you, he heard me. He heard me. I said he wouldn't get on the desk, and what does he do? And where is he going? For the microphone. Anyway, for those of you that participated in Nostalgic November for for this month, thank you. I did see your pictures over on Instagram, and they are awesome. I definitely didn't plan this one out as well as I should have. I think I would like to do it next year, but we shall see how next year goes. I Normally I would not care about the cat cameo, but since we're now he's got cat hair on the camera. But since we're doing completed pages, I figure you guys want to actually see the pages. So, my first Nostalgic November picture was back to the 80s. I did this color and chat, at least the first part of it, with a bunch of pictures from my childhood. Talked a little bit about my uncle who was in one of those pictures and then unfortunately passed away this month. In the second part, this is Back to the 80s by Lightburst Media, and we did this page. I decided to go with like a full-on funky 80s vibe. I used highlighters in here. I used the Zayar paint markers, which I really liked. I did see some of those on sale, by the way, and they'd probably be on sale Cyber Monday, so FYI on that. Used some glitter markers I think I picked up at Walmart or something that I really liked. That was what I used on the lettering in the background and on her legging dots. So, and then I used a gold washi tape around the edges. So I really liked how this one turned out. It was a lot of fun. It was something different to do, and it was fun kind of reminiscing about my childhood while doing it. Again, just something a little different. The second Nostalgic November picture I did was for my cats. I wanted to find a picture that had enough cats that I could color all my cats like past and present in it. And I saw this book on John's channel, Cat Doodles Cuteness Overload, and I knew this would be the book where I could find my picture, and that I did. So I did this picture. And this one I used alcohol markers. I think I used all kinds of different ones. I probably grabbed mostly Arteza. You know, this month, when I did my Arteza Everblend marker review, I said I probably would only use those for blending, but come to find out, I have been using those a lot this month for straight coloring, and so I might have to kind of change my opinion on that, because they've been really nice for that, especially with the neutral colors, a lot of the grays and tans and such. So yeah, this is pretty much, if you want to know how many cats I've had over the years and how many I have now, this pretty much sums them all up. I was even able to squeeze in Wesley, who is the outside, quote, not my cat, that's out there. This was a lot of fun. Did some pictures of the cats and talked about them while I was coloring them on the first part of this one. So yeah, had a lot of fun with that. Struggled a little bit with the black cats, as you can see, but that's okay. Floral Design, Color by Number. This is by Jessica Mazurkiewicz. It's a Creative Haven book. I did go ahead and do another page in this one this month to just kind of plug along with this. And I did this one. Yeah. You can tell, I love how you can see, like, I'm using some really good alcohol markers, because you can see that or really juicy alcohol markers. You see that bleed through on the back. But this one, again, I used alcohol markers. I can't remember which one specifically. I think I tried to pull from maybe my Sharpie and Bic pack for this one. So I was able to get that one done. This one, if I'm not mistaken, I got half the pictures in this book done this month. I've said it before and I'll say it again. These large print color by numbers by Sun Life Drawing are the perfect book for me in the living room. It's not super bright light in there. My eyesight isn't the best, and so it's easy to color these while watching TV. I don't have to think about them that much, and it gives me something to do with my hands while we're watching TV. So I've got quite a few to flip through on this one. And I used all kinds of different markers. I used, I think I used Prismacolors, I used Sharpies and Bics, I used Shuttle Art, just pretty much anything that was in my stash of markers that I take to the living room with me. Now I think this one I did, I didn't do this month, but I did in a previous month, and I think I used Prismacolors for those, so half the book's done. I may not have technically done all 15 pictures this month, but half the book is done. I also tried some different variations of the color palette because it is a 12 color palette. For me, after coloring 2 or 3 pictures using the same type of light green, sometimes I like to try to switch it up a bit and get a little bit different effect. That's why some of these look a little different. These pictures are super cute though. I've really enjoyed coloring them this month. I think what I'll probably do is switch up to the Christmas large color by number for December, and then maybe get back to this one at that point. I think that one might be my favorite so far in the bunch. Might be. I take that back. I think this one's it. I like the stained glass versions of these, but it just would be so much harder to see those in the living room. And like I said, I like having Oh, you can see where Leroy scratched me yesterday, so accidentally, of course. And then there is that one. I think that catches us up. Yep, because that's the next one. And like I said, I'll probably get back to this one in January, unless I get the feel to want to color in it this next month, which is entirely possible. I also did some grayscale coloring in my much neglected Jade Summer books as of late. These are the ones where I felt like the Artezas really shined for me. So here's the one I did here. I'm super proud of him. Like, this might be my favorite grayscale picture I've done to date. I got most of his skin, and I just have a thing about not wanting to color fairies' actual skin tones. I don't like, I guess, normal human skin tones. So I got most of him colored in with other markers, but then I noticed I wanted to do a lot of browns and a lot of neutral type tones for the books and the background and stuff. So I grabbed my skin tone Arteza set and then a lot of the browns and grays from my Artezas, and they just did beautifully, I think, on grayscale. So like I said, I loved how this one turned out. Then we have Mermaid's Grayscale by Jade Summer. This was a whip from a previous month that I went back and finished. In retrospect, I wish I hadn't went so dark with her skin. I wish I had went a little lighter with it, but I had already colored the skin when I came back. I think it was the only thing I had colored when I came back to finish it out. So, you know, whatever. It worked out. I used a little bit of gel pen here. I think unless I say otherwise, I'm just gonna tell y'all it's alcohol marker, because obviously I've been using alcohol markers a lot this month. So, and again, some of this is great for living room coloring, but again, I run into an issue when I want to use like my markers that are in here in my organizers. I'd have to drag them all out, and that's kind of a pain. So I try to pick pictures that I can just use like my little stash of budget-friendly markers with. I did color one out of the Country Life coloring book by Coloring Book Cafe, and I did these cute little boogers. I think I used mostly, well, I used shell art, Sharpies, and Bics on these, so you can't see it as well in here because of the lighting. Let me see if that helps. I've been really embracing like the two-tone kind of thing, so instead of trying to blend with markers, maybe using a shade darker in areas that there would be shadow, kind of like you would do in some of the George Tufexis color by numbers. So I've really been liking the result I've been getting from that. So anyway, super cute little piggies. And finally, I posted this one on Instagram yesterday, and that's the thing. I think I post all, there may have been a couple World of Mice pictures I didn't post just because there were so many of them, but I pretty much post all the pictures I complete on Instagram during the month. So my Instagram info is at the bottom of the description. If you don't follow me over there, then head on over there if you use Instagram. This is Light and Dark Fantasy Grayscale by Jade Summer. And I've been wanting to color this handsome dude for a while, so I finally got started working on him the other night, and then yesterday sat down and finished him up. I think I used shell arts, I used a blick, I think this is like spice or something for the background. Used some Artezas again for this. They've got a huge variety of grays, so anyway, I was pleased how he turned out. I really was happy with the greens that I got right here, and then the color of the stone and stuff down here. So he turned out, again, those neutral tones really play well with the Arteza markers. So think I've changed my opinion on those. I will definitely be using those more in my straight coloring, in particular in my grayscale coloring, I think, in the future. So anyway, guys, that is the month. I figured let's go ahead and roll all this up, and so then we can move on to our the massive pile of Christmas winter coloring that I flagged for the next month. Now, the coloring chat on Sunday is going to be out of this book, which is Christmas Color by Number by George Dufexis, speaking of which. So I will be posting that tomorrow. And then Monday, I hope to do a Cyber Deals type email, and then I've got the giveaway winners, and then either Tuesday or Wednesday we'll pick back up with the color and chat, and after that I hope to get back to a more normal recording schedule. But there's been a lot happening the last few weeks, and things are just all over the place. So hopefully we can do that. But if not, then at least you guys kind of know what's what. So thanks guys for watching. Thanks for sticking with me yet another month, and we will move into the holiday season. Thanks guys, and bye for now.